Welcome to You, the Mystic, day number one. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can see me in the chat. Hi, Missy. We've got Missy. We've got Trisha. Hi, Trisha. Hi. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says yes. All right. Jess. Hi, Jess. Hi, Julie. Jess. Woo woo. Yes. Awesome. Tori. Hi, Tori. Welcome. Let me know in the chat. What are you most excited about with this masterclass? Why are you here? Where are you tuning in from? Let me know in the chat. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm very excited about today. I've been really looking forward to this. I have been just waiting for this day to come because when this came through, when this landed for me, oh, Audra, hi, Audra. When this landed for me, I knew that I had to get this out. I knew I had to put this out because it's time. It's time. It's time that you realize who you are. It's time that you realize your power. Not just realize it, but see it, witness it, watch your body transform, watch the weight melt off without having to do a crazy diet, watch the severe scoliosis not only reverse but have the strongest back of the strongest back, like you're like doing pull-ups, and I'm telling my own story here, doing pull-ups on a pull-up bar, and you're like, wow, like I'm actually doing pull-ups, I'm actually doing something that I thought I could never do, and here I am doing it, zero pain, the strongest I've ever been in my entire life, when the doctors said that I would have pain management for the rest of my life, when the doctors said that it's impossible, when the doctors said that this is just something I'm going to have to deal with. And here I am bending reality, commanding reality to my specific outcome without the diet, without the crazy pills, without the medicines and the surgeries. That's what this master class is about. This master class is about you seeing yourself for who you really are. And that is the one, the mystic, the universe, the Buddha, the great avatar, the yogi, uh, Krishna, Jesus, fill in the blank, whatever word resonates for you, fill in the blank with what resonates most for you. It's about watching yourself bend and command reality to what you know in your heart, deep down inside, you know in your heart why you came here. So if you know in your heart, deep down inside, I came here to build that business and impact the world and wake up the world with what's possible and magnetize clients to me in a way that feels fun, in a way that feels light, not having to follow a strategy. And I'm not saying that strategy isn't important. That's not what I'm saying. Not giving your power away to a strategy, being authentic in what you want to say, how you want to say it, showing up how you want to do it, your way, your way. And that's what magnetizes the clients to you. That's what has the clients in your DMs saying, hey, how can I work with you? Send me the link. What are the options? This is what we're talking about, creating a six-figure purpose work business from a place of authenticity, from a place of fun, light, impact, because that's why you came here. And that's what sets your soul on fire. And that's what energizes you. And it lights you up. It gives you more energy. It doesn't drain your energy. These are the things that happen as a byproduct to you identifying, seeing yourself as the one, the mystic, the commander of reality, the bender of reality. These are the byproducts of how you see yourself. It's how you see yourself. Type it in the chat if this is ringing, if this is landing. Type it in the chat. It's how you see yourself. How do I see myself? Julie says hi from Belgium. I'm ready to really trust myself, let go of the thought that I can't, and heal my body, hormones and thyroid. Thank you for sharing, Julie. Jesse says, I'm from Mexico, excited to be the mystic and live in my power. Yeah, Jesse. Sarah says, Los Angeles, looking forward to recentering myself and focusing on personal goals. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing. Audra, Chicago. Audra's in Chicago. Tori with the high fives. Misty says yes. Audra says yes, landing. So if you want your specific person to be committed, if you want your specific person to be texting you, to be healthy, obsessed, passionate about you, that's a byproduct of you seeing yourself a certain way. That's a byproduct of you believing certain things about yourself. It's a byproduct of who you're being. It's a byproduct of who you're being. Yeah, we can do strategies. Yeah, we can do basically the matter to matter way, which is strategy, taking the time, maybe going to like 10 years of therapy, 20 years of therapy. Nothing wrong with that. I love that. And at the same time, can we stretch and challenge ourselves to do the energetics, to do the energy work, the frequency work, to witness a different reality so that we collapse time and space, so that we command it now, so that we bend reality to happen now, not from a place of manipulation, not from a place of control, not from a place of having to have something or an attachment to an outcome, not from that place, from a place of realizing who you are and living that truth, living that truth. And from you living your truth, being authentic, living your truth, showing up as the mystic, as the one, you're going to see a shift. Imagine having your specific person all of a sudden obsessed. Imagine having your body all of a sudden the weight's coming off or the weight's coming on, whatever your goals are. You're healing your body is changing. Imagine having business idea after business idea, and you actually have the confidence and the faith in yourself to follow through, to take the aligned, inspired action so that you get to witness that six-figure purpose work business that feels like you. It feels authentic. It feels fun. You're having the time of your life and you're magnetizing people to you from who you're being. Imagine the possibilities of what happens when you shift how you see yourself, when you shift what you believe to be true about yourself, when you shift your identity, your concept of self, the concept that I've created of myself. So type it in the chat. What is possible for you when you become the mystic? What do you believe is possible for you? What do you believe might show up when you really see yourself as the one, the mystic? What is possible for you? Type it in the chat. And while you guys are typing that in the chat, I'm going to share some slides here. So I've got some slides prepared for us for today. And I'm going to share my screen. And just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Let me know if you guys can see that. Awesome. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, Audra says successful biz, thin and fit, big love, effortless money flowing. Yeah, I love that, Audra. Thank you for sharing. So welcome to You the Mystic. This is a 3-day experience to bend and command reality. So this is actually a more of like a challenge. This is more of a challenge. I'm going to give you guys certain challenges, and I want my vision for you is to come back to the next session having something bend. You commanded reality in some way, something bent. There's something different. There's some kind of synchronicity. There's some kind of serendipity. There's some kind of divine timing, opportunity, miracle that could look like you coming back to the next session, and you have all this energy. Your body is changing. You like get up and you're like, oh wow, my clothes feel different. My back feels different. Oh wow, that person texted me. This person reached out to me. All right, now they want to go on a date. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, I just had 3 people reach out to me in my DMs asking how they can work with me. So that's my intention for you for this 3-day masterclass experience, is that you have a tangible shift in your reality. In the Bible, and I'm not religious, I do study spiritual texts. I do study text and scriptures. I'm very spiritual, not religious. In the Bible, it says within 78 hours of doing a certain formula, you will have a synchronicity, a shift, a serendipity. There will be something different. This is a huge teaching of Neville Goddard. If you're familiar with Neville Goddard, raise your hand. If not, look him up, start studying him today. Neville Goddard. He's got a great book called At Your Command. And this is one of his main teachings is within 78 hours, also a big teaching of Jose Silva and Greg Braden, within 78 hours of doing the things that we're going to be doing in this 3-day experience, you should have a shift. You should have something should be different in your reality. So that could be an opportunity, that could be some kind of divine timing, that could be a serendipity, a miracle, but something should be different. So when you come back the next time, because this is 3-day masterclass, I want you to tell me what's different. And I want you to celebrate every single little shift, without judgment. We're celebrating it because it's different. We're celebrating it because it's different. So I'll just give a quick story here. When I was really just went all in on this work about 4.5 years ago, I just went obsessed, wild, all in about this work. I completely changed my lifestyle. I completely changed the way I live. Nothing was different about the way I was living. And that included the food I ate, that included how I moved my body, sun gazing, grounding. I started working with crystals, crystal healing energy. I really just made a complete lifestyle change and went all in on the energetics. And I would get on the Stairmaster at the gym and I would do an open-eyed meditation on the Stairmaster at the gym, and I was visualizing my future self timeline. And one of those things in that visualization in a theta brainwave, and you can absolutely be in theta, moving your body. You can run in theta. You can do all kinds of things in altered states of consciousness, and we will talk about this in this master class. I would be on that Stairmaster. I would go into theta, and I would visualize my future self timeline. And one of those things I was visualizing was a new car, a white sports car with black rims, black tires. So it was like white on black, really slick, cool, just an awesome car that made me feel alive and fast and fun and young. So I'm doing this visualization, I'm doing my meditation, and I get into a car accident on my way home from work one day. And I'm just thinking on the side of the road, wow, here I am completely changing my life. Nothing is different about my life. I live completely differently. I've really gone all in on the energy work. I'm doing my meditations. I'm doing all the things to become more energy, less matter. I've rewired my brain. I've reprogrammed my subconscious mind body. I'm talking to my inner child, connecting with my inner child. I'm doing all the things to level up my level of consciousness and really become somebody different. And here I am in this car accident on the side of the road. It's super hot outside. I had been working all day outside, and this is like the worst thing that could possibly happen and I was on the freeway, on the side of the freeway. Worst place to get into a car accident. So I go through all the paperwork, do all the things. 2 months later, I have the exact car that I envisioned in my driveway. It's mine. It's completely paid off, and I have extra money in the bank from my insurance company. So, what I thought was the worst thing in the world was actually the best thing in the world. And that thing had to happen to lead me to my specific outcome, to manifesting my specific outcome. So, my challenge to you, my stretch to you is, can you celebrate every single thing that's different? Even especially if it looks bad or wrong or not what you wanted or like it's going the other way. Can you celebrate every single thing and get excited about every single thing that's different because it's different? Because it's different. Different means different timeline. Different means different timeline. And at the very end of all of that, when I was leaving that accident site and I was driving home, I actually had the download. I had it all come through when I was driving home. Somebody came and picked me up off the side of the road and we were driving home, and I had it all come through. Oh, okay. Something big is about to show up. Something big is about to happen. Something big is about to come through because this is something very different. And I celebrated it. I celebrated getting into a car accident. I know that sounds illogical. I know that sounds, oh, Andrea, that's awful. You should never celebrate that. Okay, well, what if we put down all of the judgments? What if we put down all of the stories? What if we put down the control? The control, because when you start telling yourself a story, it gives it gives the ego a false sense of control. That's why we tell stories. It's control. So what if we put down the stories, put down the judgments, put down it needs to look like this, it needs to happen like that. This is awful. It can't happen like this. I don't want it to go like that. For 3 days, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to stretch you. Let's put all of that down and focus on the work. Focus on the work. So can I get your commitment? Type it in the chat if you're all in for 3 days. Who's all in for 3 days? Put all in the chat if you're all in for 3 days. Sarah says, heck yes, all in. I love that. Jesse says, all in. Audra says, I'm all in. Yes, 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 yes. And today is 11/11, guys. Thank you, Audra, for reminding me. Yeah, Audra says 11/11. I love it. Different means different timeline. Yeah, different means different timeline. And today is 11/11. Talk about divine timing. I did not plan that. I didn't even realize it until yesterday. Yesterday, I said, oh my gosh, it's 11/11 and we're doing the Mystic Masterclass. Like, wow, how much more divinely aligned can it be? Yeah. All right. So all in. Aishika. Woo woo. Aishika's here. Missy says, yes, please. Let's go all in. I love that, Missy. You've got this, Missy. All in, says Trisha. Julie says, all in. Audra says, yes, divine timing. Yeah, it's divine. Oh, with 11 people. What? Oh my gosh. Do we have 11 people on? That is, wow. Okay, we're in a portal. We are in a vortex. We're in a vortex. If you're not sure what if you're not sure what the vortex is, vortex means that you get like these serendipities, the you start to see symbols, you start to see synchronicities. I love how Abraham Hicks teaches the vortex. The vortex is one thing happens after another thing happens after another thing. It's like celebration to celebration to celebration. You're in your vortex. I love it. Yeah, that's the three. I love it, Audra. All right, so we're gonna do an intro. So the intro here is if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. It's in your email. Join that group because that's a group of like-minded people. It's manifesting miracles. And in that group, you're going to find a plethora, over 4,000 people in that group. We are all going in the same direction, all headed in the same direction. It's a group of like-minded people, so it's community, it's support. And that's where I would like you to share what showed up that's different. So I would like you to share in that Facebook group what showed up that's different. What were your biggest takeaways? What aha moments did you have? And we are going to celebrate you. So when you post, I'm just trying to share this again. I don't know why it stopped sharing. When you post in that group, we're going to celebrate you. So I'll be in there, I'll be reading it. I'm going to be celebrating you. And when you're in there and you're reading other people's big takeaways, things that are happening, I would like you to celebrate them. The more we celebrate, the more we get into our vortex and the more we collapse time and space, because celebration is very fast, a very high frequency. And if you can go from celebration to celebration to celebration to celebration, you're going to look back and see, oh, wow, my body is completely different. I wasn't even paying attention. And holy cow, I feel so much different. That skin rash is completely gone. The lethargy is completely cleared up. I have more energy than I thought was even possible. My stomach is really shrinking. I'm starting to see my some definition come through in my stomach. I can put these pants on that I haven't worn in a very long time. These kinds of things will start showing up as a byproduct to who you're being, your energy, and your frequency. So let's really speed things up. Let's get into our vortex. Let's celebrate each other and call it in. I'm also going to do a one-to-one mastermind call to release energy blocks and rewire yourself naturally to be the mystic. So what we'll do is we'll do a bonus one-to-one call together where we will sit and we will release any energy blocks that you may be having in your field, in your subconscious mind body, in your nervous system. Maybe you have some ancestral cords attached to you, cords, so we'll do some cord cutting there. And what this looks like is self-sabotage. This looks like procrastinating. This looks like you try to sit down and do your meditation, and then all of a sudden you find yourself scrolling on your phone. So you're sitting down, you have the intention to do your meditation, but somehow your phone finds itself in your hands and you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or social media, and you only get like maybe a 5-minute meditation in when you had planned for a 20-minute meditation or a 15-minute meditation. This also looks like having a repetitive thought. So maybe you kind of keep worrying about your mom. Maybe you kind of keep worrying about your sister, your spouse, a loved one, and they just kind of are in the back of your mind and they pop up randomly and you just worry about them. Maybe it's their health. Maybe you can sense their energy. Maybe you can feel that they're worried. That's called a cord. So a cord has been attached, an energetic cord, and we can cut that cord with love, with honor, with respect for yourself and the other, giving your power back and giving the other's power back so that you're not lowering your energy and lowering your frequency by taking on other people's emotions, taking on emotions that are not yours. maybe you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna eat high vibe foods today. I'm gonna avoid processed sugar. I'm gonna avoid all the things I know deep down inside that I need to avoid. But then you find yourself eating that processed sugar, or you find yourself eating something that you know you shouldn't be eating because deep down inside, you know that subconsciously it's not safe to be skinny. Subconsciously, it's not safe to lose the weight. So you're self-sabotaging because there's a subconscious block or limiting belief that trauma, that it's not safe for me to be skinny. It's not safe for me to release the weight. And that was one of my biggest subconscious blocks. So I was dieting. If you know my story, I was a personal trainer. I still am a personal trainer. I knew how to eat right. I was dieting, yet I just kept gaining more weight. And it really got out of control for me to the point where my doctor told me I was about to have a heart attack in my early 30s, which is, I'm laughing because back then that was completely unheard of. Being in your early 30s and having a heart attack was completely unheard of back then. And I was that person. I was the person who was about to have a heart attack from the weight that I had put on. So that's another great example of a subconscious block, trauma in the body that's creating a block, that's creating self-sabotage. Another one is relationships. So maybe you keep kind of going from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship, but it's the exact same person. Who's ever been there? Who's ever gone from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship? And it's actually the exact same person. Have you ever been there? Has that ever happened to you? So you think it's a different person, but it's the exact same person. That was my life's story. That was my life's story. It was literally the exact same person. And if you know my story, I was incredibly codependent, severely codependent. The kind of codependency where I could not be alone. And I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out why it would be a completely different person, but it was the exact same person. So that looked like me being in a relationship with somebody who would constantly abandon me. And what that looked like is I would be there. I would be ready to have a conversation. I'd be ready to connect, ready to watch a movie, have a conversation over dinner, connect in some way. And that person would always be busy. So all of a sudden they had work to do. All of a sudden they had to go clean something, or there was a chore that needed to be done. So there was never any real connection. And that's what I was craving so deeply inside, was connection. And I was trying everything to get it from something, somebody outside of me. So what I would do is I would abandon myself. So I wouldn't go to the gym. I would I wouldn't stick to what I knew I needed to eat. I wouldn't spend time with myself doing the things that I love, like crystal digging. I love to dig crystals, playing with I love playing with my inner child, and I love dragons. So I wouldn't give myself the time to play with dragons, to play with my inner child. I didn't do any of that. I would put all that on the side in the hopes that I could connect with my partner and that they would give me that time and connection that I so deeply craved and needed. And that was not happening. I would attract these partners that would abandon me because I was abandoning myself. So of course I attracted a partner that would constantly abandon me because I was constantly abandoning myself. So that's another great energetic block, another great uh example of a wound And that was something that came from my family line. That's how my mom was, that's how my grandma was. That really just ran in my ancestral line. So that was an ancestral karmic bond that I was able to break and heal. And you can do the exact same thing with this work. Let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced any of these examples that I've mentioned. Have you ever experienced any of these examples? Do you have anything like this in your life that you're currently trying to work through or figure out or break free from? Type it in the chat. What is it for you? What is it for you? So there's a great question in here by Missy. So Andrea, how did you find that block and how did you release it? Yeah, so we'll be talking about that in the masterclass because the first thing is you've got to be able to see it. If you can't see it, then how can you release it? Right? And that's the biggest piece is people just can't see or they're not aware of what it is that's keeping them doing something that they don't want to do, behaving a certain way that they don't want to behave, living a life that they don't want to live. They can't figure out why do they keep repeating a day, repeating a week, repeating a year that they don't want to repeat. Why does it keep showing up? And that's why you need to be in this one-to-one mastermind call. You've got to be in this one-to-one. It's part of the program. It's a bonus, and you're going to unlock that bonus when you take the banner. So you're going to take this banner here, you the mystic, and put it on your IG stories with a takeaway. What did you take away from today? The 3-day experience? What aha moment, what veil of consciousness was lifted? What shift, what synchronicity, whatever you feel in your heart made some kind of a difference or you got value from, type that out, tag me, put it on your IG stories, and then I'll send you the special Zoom link. This is going to be a different special Zoom link for this one-to-one master call to release energetic blocks, rewire yourself naturally to be the mystic. So very easy, very simple. And we'll do that in this mastermind call. So Julie says, I have this fear of thinking best case scenario because then I won't be emotionally prepared when something bad happens. I won't be able to handle it. Rationally, I know this is not the case, but it is still in my body and energy. Thank you for sharing, Julie. Audra says self-sabotage. Thank you for sharing, Audra. Sarah says living too focused on another person, fearful, anxious thoughts. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. Trisha says panic disorder. Thank you for sharing, Trisha. So you, the mystic, what does being the mystic mean to you? What does being the mystic mean to you? Type it in the chat. When you think of mystic, if mystic doesn't work for you, replace that word with the universe. Replace that word with the one. Replace that word with the Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, whoever, whatever works best for you. But what does it mean being that avatar? What does that mean to you? Type it in the chat. That level of consciousness. What does it mean to be that level of consciousness to you? Type it in the chat. So Missy says, being the vision of yourself I wish to be. Aishika says, understanding block and flow inside and out. Mario says, finding whatever resonates from deeply within and able to create and attract without limits or boundaries. Thank you, Mario, for sharing. Sarah says, decisive, naturally confident, connected to intuition. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Audra says, being tuned into me and my God self power, embodying all goodness and manifesting every desire of my heart. Woo! Yes, Audra. Thank you for sharing. Julie says, self healing, peaceful, confident, strong, powerful, happy, magnetic being. Thank you, Julie, for sharing. Thank you for sharing. These are so good. Yeah, so being the mystic is all of these. It's all of these. When I think of being the mystic, I think of being, if I had to put it into words, because obviously we know that you can't put the universe into words. We know that we can't say who you really are, because the moment we say who you really are, we've lost who you really are. Because who you really are is not a concept. It's not a concept. Who you really are is not a word. It's not a concept. It's not an idea. It's the witness, the observer to what's arising in the moment. That's who you really are. So there's something that's aware that you're aware. There's something that's aware that you're aware. So you're listening to my voice right now. You're aware that you're listening to my voice right now. And there's something watching you listening to my voice. There's something watching you, aware constantly. And I want you to just take a moment and connect to that. So sit up nice and tall, straighten your spine, close your eyes. When we close the eyes, it helps the brain go to alpha. We block out sight, so it starts to slow the brain waves to alpha. You don't have to close your eyes to be an alpha, but it does help. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment, and let's just take a moment together to connect to who you really are. Just bring your chin slightly down. And this puts the nervous system in a parasympathetic state. So chin slightly down, puts you into rest and relaxation state. Just bring your eyeballs up 20 degrees. So that will ensure that you're in alpha. So imagine that there's a TV screen 20 degrees up off a wall. Rotate those eyeballs up 20 degrees. I want you to start taking deep inhales from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head, exhaling, relaxing into the body on the exhale. So dropping the shoulders, dropping the jaw, dropping the ears, dropping the face, relaxing on the exhale. And what I love about group meditations is the nervous system. The nervous system is a natural antenna. You keep breathing. I'm going to share here. But what I would like you to do is to continue to breathe and really see if you can relax more on that exhale. So drop your shoulders more. unhinge your jaw more, drop your ears more on that exhale. And Yogananda taught that when you meditate in a group, it amplifies the power of meditation by 1 million, something like that. So the nervous system is a natural antenna, and your nervous system is constantly synchronizing itself to energies around it. This is why you always hear that you are who you surround yourself with, or you become the 5 people that you most surround yourself with. That's not just a saying, that's a scientific fact. Nervous system wise, your nervous system does synchronize itself to the energies that you surround yourself with. And that's why we can put a meditator, a Buddha, a monk. That's why we can put a monk in a busy city. We've all heard this study. You can look this up if you haven't heard it. You can drop a monk off in a big city, and that monk's presence will lower crime by 20%. And this has been measured, researched, and documented over and over and over again. It's the energy that the monk is emitting naturally, and the nervous system of the city members are picking up that energy, and that monk is co-regulating their nervous system. So all of a sudden, they're not as reactive. All of a sudden, they're not as chaotic. All of a sudden, they have a different thought than, let me go take that thing that I don't have from that person. They have a different thought because the nervous system is informing the brain. The nervous system is constantly informing the brain. You cannot think greater than how you feel. That's a scientific fact. You cannot think greater than how you feel. So let's go ahead and get in touch with how you really feel. So bring your attention to your heart. Inhale through your heart to your brain. And I want you to observe without judgment. We're not going to analyze. We're not going to judge. We're not going to go into a story. We're just going to look and see what's present within you. What's present within you. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not right. It's not wrong. We're just going to become aware. Remember, that was the first thing we talked about, is awareness. And that's how you know what's inside of you. If you have a block, if you need attunement, if you need to transmute, if you need rewiring, it all starts with awareness. That's the first step, is awareness. So let's become aware of how you're feeling, what's present in this moment. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And as you're looking, as you're sensing and feeling what's arising, I want you to look how there's a few points of awareness here. So there's awareness that something is present. So maybe you're feeling a little bit of excitement. Maybe you're feeling peace. Maybe you're feeling love. Maybe you're feeling like you can't relax. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's like some anxiety. You're aware that you're feeling something. Maybe you're feeling nothing. Maybe you're numb. Maybe you're feeling numb. Numb is actually a feeling. So that is something. If you're feeling nothing, that is something. Numbness has a feeling to it. So you're aware that you're feeling something. And then there's something that's aware of that. There's something that's aware of that. And that's where I would like you to remain. I would like you to remain as that point of awareness while we do this 3-day experience. And how you can come back to that point of awareness is by connecting to your breath, going to an alpha theta brainwave. So basically, by doing this practice, is how you can constantly return back to that point of awareness. The silent watcher, the silent watcher. There's a silent watcher, something that's silently, constantly watching you, observing you. That's where I would like you to remain. So you wrote something in the chat. So without breaking your state, I'm gonna keep sharing here. I'd like you to stay in your state. You wrote what it meant to you to be the mystic in the chat. You typed something, and if you didn't type something, that's okay. Observe now. So staying as the watcher, staying as that point of awareness, staying grounded there. I would like you to observe without changing your state. What does it mean to you to be the mystic? Observe that. How does the mystic talk? What words does the mystic use? What does the mystic believe? What values does the mystic have? What does the mystic value? What qualities does the mystic have? What are their qualities? How does the mystic breathe? How does the mystic breathe? That's a big one. How does the mystic breathe? How does the mystic hold themselves? Where are their shoulders at? Where are their shoulders at? How is their spine? What does their spine look like? How do they hold their spine, the mystic? What about their face? What position are their eyebrows in? Are their eyebrows like up high? Are they scrunched together? How do they hold their eyebrows, their ears, their jaw? How do they walk? How do they respond? What do they do in the face of adversity? What does the mystic do in the face of adversity? Like, what would the mystic do if it was to look at your bank account? What would the mystic do? If it was to look at your body, your health situation, what would the mystic do? If it was to look at the relationships, what would the mystic do? How would the mystic handle that, respond to that? What would the mystic think, feel, behave? How does the mystic show up for themselves? Does the mystic take care of themselves? Does the mystic make the time, put themselves first to do the things they know they need to do? Does the mystic set boundaries? Does the mystic, how does the mystic eat? That's a big one. How does the mystic eat? This is a big one. This is one of the main things Yogananda taught was eating. How do they move their body? How do they play? Play. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to breathe in all that was shown to you. Inhale all that was shown to you. Remain as the witness. Remain as the observer. Remain as that point of awareness. That's the silent watcher. Remain there. Inhale all that was shown to you, revealed to you. Inhale it through your heart, through your brain. Seventh center, so right above the top of the head as we're taking the breath to the out the top of the head, seventh energy center. And then I would like you to exhale, relax into it. Relax into it. So what we're doing is reprogramming the body in real time, reprogramming the subconscious mind body, expanding the nervous system in real time to a different frequency, a different energy. Inhale it again through your heart to your brain, heart to brain, seventh center. Exhale, relaxing into it, expanding the nervous system, reprogramming the subconscious mind body. The brain rewires itself naturally when you feel differently. When you start to feel, right now you're feeling different. There's a different feeling right now. There's a different energy entering your body. Brain naturally rewires itself based on how you're feeling. We're going to take 3 more breaths. We're going to inhale all that was revealed to you, all that was shown to you. Inhale through your heart to your brain. What does it feel like? What's the feeling? Sense it, feel it. Exhaling, relaxing into it. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale, heart to brain. What does it feel like? What are you sensing? The feeling is the secret. Exhaling, relaxing into on the exhale. One more deep inhale, heart to brain. Breathe it in, inhale it, stretch yourself. See if you can inhale more. Stretch yourself, challenge yourself. Exhale, relax into it, let go, release, expanding the nervous system, reprogramming the subconscious mind body, changing your brain in real time. Without breaking your state, I would like you to spend the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, as long as you feel called, journaling without attaching, without analyzing. Don't break your state. Remain as that silent witness. Remain in meditation. Remain as the silent observer. And journal what came through. And I would like you to journal what is different about what came through and the current avatar that you are believing yourself to be. So right now, you're believing yourself to be a certain way. You're believing yourself to be somebody. This is just a belief, because we know that you're not an identity. We know that you're not an identity. You're that silent watcher. You're the one who's aware of the identity. That's who you are. We know that. So what I would like you to do is spend the next 5, 10, 15 minutes without breaking your state. It's very important that you do this in an alpha theta brainwave. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it because you'll be in the ego. And I would like you to journal how is this different than who you've been believing yourself to be so far. Journal it out. Left side of the paper, what came through? Right side of the paper, how is this different than who I've been believing myself to be so far? No judgment, no condemnation, no storytelling, none of that. We're going to get it on paper so that there's more space between you and it. We're creating space between you and a mind-made concept of self that we are shifting, that we are changing. When you believe yourself to be somebody different, when you believe yourself to be the one, the mystic, confident, accepting, loving, I'm just reading the comments, responding from your heart, ease, acceptance, joy, showing up for yourself, relaxed, trusted. When you believe yourself to be that identity, that avatar, the byproduct of that is the opportunities start flowing to you. The synchronicities start flowing to you. The divine timing starts flowing to you. You start naturally showing up as that person who already has the 6-figure business, and you start saying things that you really want to say. You're no longer a cookie cutter coach who's trying to fit yourself in a box. And you become magnetic, and your 6-figure purpose work is a byproduct to who you're being. Same thing with your family that you want to start. If you want to start a family, if you want to attract your specific person, you've got to be your specific person first. So you've got to see yourself as lovable. You've got to see yourself as worthy of your own time, worthy of your own time cooking for yourself, worthy of your own time playing hobbies, things that you love, really showing up for yourself. And the byproduct of that is your specific person will start showing up for you because you're showing up for yourself. So of course the family comes because you're living naturally in the end feeling of the wish fulfilled. You're living naturally in the end feeling of the wish fulfilled because you believe yourself to be the one, the mystic. So we'll meet back here tomorrow, same time. If you really are resonating with what's happening here and you're like, Andrea, I'm going all in, let's go. I have some bundle specials, some one-to-one intensive options where we will sit together and do this work together, and you will leave a different person. You will leave a different identity, a expanded nervous system, rewired brain, subconscious mind, body, so that you're that person now. Message me today. I'm doing special because you're in the mystic. So message me and I will share with you how that works. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.